Aloha, Carol Kelly here. I'm on the Big Island of Hawaii where I live, and I'm coming to you from Waikoloa Village. I'm on the west side of Hawaii, just north of Kona. It's a very dry area of Hawaii, and we're going to talk about gardening and how difficult it is if you live on this section of Hawaii. The first thing you need to do is lather up with the sunscreen. You need to get a hat, and you need to cover up. So usually I'd have long sleeves on, so I apologize for not having that on right now. What we're going to do is talk about how hard it is to garden on this side. And you say, well, why is that? I thought the same thing when I moved here. I thought, okay, all I have to do is go to Home Depot or Lowe's, which we do have here on the west side, and buy my plants. Came home, bought my plants, got my shovel, went out in my backyard. My next door neighbor was watching what I was doing because I had my shovel in my hand, and I tried digging a hole. And I only got half an inch into the ground before my neighbor came over with this jackhammer and said, to dig any hole on this side, you're going to need a jackhammer. So he was kind enough to loan us his jackhammer, which you can purchase online for approximately $200, give or take a couple dollars. And you have to jackhammer a hole a little bit bigger than what you're planning. You need to then buy the soil that's going to go into your hole, and prior to that, while you're jackhammering, you're going to need a pry bar, and that pry bar will help take the lava chunks out of the hole. So I've got a jackhammer here to show you what it looks like. This is a jackhammer that we purchased. It's an electric jackhammer, which we found was easier than a gas-held one. And the pry bar, I'm going to bring the pry bar so they can see what it looks like. The pry bar is actually heavier than the jackhammer. And this is the pry bar. So we're going to actually dig a hole with the jackhammer so you can see. So stay tuned and you'll see what we did. Now, I just want to do a little footnote. We are not professional gardeners. This is just what we do for a hobby. So those of you that are professional gardeners, stay tuned, see what we do. Okay, we're back down in my garden, and this is the plant we are going to plant inside the hole that we're going to dig. So this is one of my better buys on the island. This plant was only $4.97. I got it at Lowe's. It's called Alamanda Purple, and this grows into a bush. One of my neighbors has it in their yard, and that's why I've decided to go with it. This will grow into a bush, and this is right where I'm going to plant it, and it will grow into a giant bush, hopefully. And we're going to show you how we're going to jackhammer into the hole. So if you see the ground here, it looks like it's full of great dirt, but when you start digging, you can only go down, actually here you can go down about an inch, and then it's rock hard. So my husband's going to do the jackhammering. That's one thing I don't do, so stay tuned. Okay, now we've got the hard work done, the holes dug, And so now we're going to put our soil in. I really don't have any preference on what type of soil because it really depends what is available. So I'm going to pour the soil into the hole. I'm going to leave enough room so I can put my plant in. I always like to make sure that my soil is moist. I usually always fill the hole with water first and I let it sit. But for time reasons, I haven't done that this time. So usually I'll fill it a couple times so all the surrounding ground. I don't like a lot of times the roots will get root bound. So I always like to loosen those up. And then I put my plant inside and I put some more soil in. It'll always look like you put too much soil in, but once you water it, it all goes down inside. So put it in. I always make a little trough with the extra dirt that I have here. Luckily, the dirt's all rocky, so it's easy to make a trough. So I'll make a trough, and then I will fill it up with water. And that's how we plant here in Waikoloa. Hope you learned a little something and you see what we have to do on this side of the island. Have a great day.